Well, hello everybody, this is Dr. Novak again, and if it's the first time to my channel, welcome. If anybody knows and has been watching my channel for quite some time now, and everybody basically who has been watching it, this channel is a little different than other channels because I try to keep up with technology and the advancements that they are making in fresh and salt water. And this is like, for example, I went to Palooza, and you find a lot of stuff that's in saltwater that carries over to freshwater. And this is an example right here. This aquarium right here, this innovative marine aquarium, 15-gallon aquarium, is an example. Now, this aquarium, like Red Sea and other manufacturers that make aquariums like this, SCA Aquarium and so forth, what they're starting to do is they make a sump in the back, as you can see here. These more and more aquariums are starting to do this. Different manufacturers may make a different kind of sump, or you can call it a weir, because that's basically water comes in and it goes down to the end part here where the pump is in there, and it pumps the water back into the aquarium. Basically, like this particular aquarium, we have a sock in this one. As you can see, there is a sock. And this sock gets changed about once every week. So let's say if you had 12 socks, it's going to last you, a good, easily 3 months before you would have to clean them, which isn't that bad. You change them once a week, okay. But a lot of aquariums are doing this. And this is not the only one that comes with a sump. And the reason they're doing it makes sense. You no longer have to buy a canister filter. You no longer have to buy a hang-on-the-back filter. It's all built into the aquarium. So these aquariums are becoming a little bit more popular and more popular because the price of them is coming down. Now, we do have aquariums like, let's say, Aquarium, such as this aquarium right here, right? But the thing about this Aquarium, it doesn't have a built-in sump or a built-in weir. So we have to depend on a filter, either external or internal or something else to filter it. This is using an internal box filter along with a plenum. So now you have the bubbles and the noise of the bubbles. Where if you take this particular aquarium right here, it's quiet. No noise. That's what everybody is looking for. Let's take a look at my 90-gallon. Okay, so here's the 90-gallon. Once again, this one's an SCA aquarium, and it has a weir right here. If you open this up, this is a lid. The lid stops fish from jumping into the weir. And if you look, you will see there it is. So basically, this weir is connected up to an canister filter, not a sump, and that keeps it really nice and quiet and prevents a lot of evaporation. Well, as these more and more people are getting into these, we do have a problem. And that is something that people don't think about. The problem is when you buy an aquarium, as you see here, and more people are buying them, you have a problem of evaporation. The evaporation, even though it has a full lid on it, the evaporation with this is going to be a little more than just a normal aquarium. And that's because you have exposure, water movement, and things like that. So this makes everything easier. As you can see, I have a plant. Look at how that plant has grown since I've set up this aquarium. This plant used to be about this high, right where my finger is. And that was just about, 2 months ago? And look at how this plant has grown in that amount of time. Quite a big difference. that that it's grown inside here. But the thing about it is, basically the water gets clean, as we all know. Basically, this sock is cleaning the water, very easy to exchange. I put a plant in the next chamber only because I wanted to, and I think it cosmetically helps it look nice. And plus, it will take nutrients out of the water. As we can see, apparently it's getting lots of nutrients for this particular plant because look at the way it's been growing. It has really grown amazingly. And the root system has really developed compared to when I bought it. And this is basically your bamboo, as they call it. You buy it at any hardware store. Okay, they sell it at Lowe's or Home Depot or Menards or whatever hardware store, and in their plant section. So all I did was pull it out of the pot, clean it up, and put it in here. But the big problem is with these, as I said, is evaporation. Now, if you don't want to go like this, what you see here, right there, something like that, that is designed for one purpose. The purpose of this right here is an automatic top-off. Now, automatic top-offs, I have two different kinds. This is a Hager one, and then I have one that's a Tunzi one in the 90-gallon. They have their problems, okay? They can malfunction, and some people don't want them because they can malfunction, and they don't want that problem of them malfunctioning and maybe overflowing the aquarium or damaging your rug or whatever. Or sometimes they malfunction the opposite way and don't fill up the aquarium, which happens. So some people choose to take this and not buy one. And of course, this is connected to a container down here, which carries the pump and everything. As you can see, you got your pump. You also have a sensor here in case this gets too low. But some people don't want to go that route. It's not a route they want to go, maybe with expense or risk. The problem lies right here. This is the float switch for the Tunzi. Now, it doesn't matter whether you use a float switch or you use the electric eye like you saw in the Innovative Marine Aquarium, but this has a float switch. And like all mechanical devices, or even ones that they are using with the electric eye or sensor, they can malfunction. And Tunzi has made it so if the motor runs for, let's say, a minute, and it fills up the weir, as you see the weir, you can see where the weir has water, and at a certain level, it shuts off. However, if it runs for more than a minute, and it fills up the weir, and the weir doesn't fill up all the way, the Tunzi has a device that shuts the entire pump off, and then you have to reset it or reboot it after you straighten out what's wrong. Usually what goes wrong 99% of the time is this. This is a float switch. And that's what usually goes wrong with the Innovative Marine one. It's going to be the sensor gets dirty or whatever, and it has to be cleaned and reset. That's why people, maybe they prefer not to go with something like this that automatically tops off. However, I have another device on here because I do traveling, and I will show you that in more detail. But now you see a second device right here. This is a clamp, and there is, I don't know if you can see it down there, it's blue. That is another float switch. Now that float switch tells me one thing. If this weir starts dropping water and drops about 3 inches, there's a float switch connected here onto this line, much like the float switch that's here. Once that float switch goes down, because the water is going down and it won't automatically refill because the Tunzi has shut off, it will send an alarm so I can know that the wear is too low on water. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a water level sensor. That's what this is. It's made by YoLink. I think that's the way it would be said, YoLink. And this is a water level sensor. And because more tanks are becoming more innovative and people are buying these tanks that have maybe a sump built into them or some kind of wear like the SCA Aquarium, that since water evaporates, how do you know for a fact of when to fill it up? Now, if you're not going to have an automatic top off, which I understand why people wouldn't want to go with them because they're not the most reliable of pieces of equipment you can have. So you still may want to add water to your aquarium manually. The thing about such aquariums that have these wears is a wear is designed to keep the water level in the tank stable. In the tank, not in the wear. In the wear, the water level will drop as it evaporates. Inside the tank itself, you're going to look and you're going to realize that the water level in the wear or your sump will drop. And this goes for if a sump is underneath the tank. So in order to let you know, because the tank itself is going to look like it's perfectly filled up. It's perfectly filled up, right? But it really isn't perfectly filled up. The wear could be down 3, 4, 5, 6 inches or even more, or even go completely dry and run your pump dry and destroy a $50 or $100 pump by running it dry. And you won't know because the tank will look like it's filled up all the way. This is good for vacations and everything else. So in order to help you, like I have my wear on my 90, on my Innovative Marine, in order to help you know when that wear water is going down to dangerous levels, you would use something like this. It comes with a device like this, which is called a magnetic float switch. Inside here is a magnet, and it will go up or down depending on what you want. Now, I also bought this little piece of equipment here, and there's the number to that. I will leave a link in the description below so you know where to order these, but this is the name of it. An adjustable valve clamp holder. It's made in China, but this holder here is basically goes on the side of your tank, and then you slip, they give you 2 of these. If I open this up, they not only give you with this, but the holder basically gives you a clamp that has at least a, I would say that is maybe in diameter a 625, and this one is maybe like a 375 or ½ inch. So they give you 2 different ones depending on the float switch you're using. If you're using a big float switch, you may want to use this one. If you're using a smaller float switch like I am with this, then you would use this one. And it's easy to hook up. Now this float switch comes with hangers. It comes with 3 stainless steel washers with it. Let me pull them out. The washers will go, in case you aren't using a hanger like this, that you would just use these and put these in here to give it weight, and then it would hang. These would make sure that it doesn't hit the side of the aquarium. These would hook on to here. And then they have this they give you, that this would hold this on the side of your sump or your aquarium. You put it on the outside and zip tie it, which they give you zip ties right here, to the side of your aquarium. If you want something a little fancier, don't mind paying the money, which is what I did, is I went with the next step of buying this, okay? And it's very easy. You grab your clamp, you put it in there, and you tighten up the bolt. Now, when you do something like this, I'm going to give you a little hint in case you do it. Hand tighten only. Do not use a wrench. Remember, this is just plastic. Hand tighten only. Do not use a wrench because you could wind up just cracking this and then that's it. It's broke and it's no good. Now, this slips right onto here. Lift this up. And now you can adjust this to the depth you want it in your aquarium. So I'm going to show you exactly what it does. So now it gives you with a nice long cord. So now you connect this up and you can make this longer because this is a typical headphone jack. So if you need a longer cord, you can connect it to a longer cord. Any headphone jack, an extension cord will work for this. And you plug it in. Now, there's a few things this will do. One is it will have an alarm. So when your sump or your weir in the back of the aquarium gets too low of water, wherever you set this, it will send an alarm. Another thing it does is hooks up if you want to Wi-Fi, and it will send a message to your phone or your device. It hooks up to Apple and Android. So if you have an Apple, fine, Android. And here's what so you just set this up. And when this goes down, hear it? That alarm will let you know that, hey, you need to add water to the back of your aquarium or to your sump. Very inexpensive. It's not something like you have to specialize, get something from a marine store. You buy it off the Amazon. Like I said, I'll leave a link. So now it's telling you it's time to fill up the tank. Now this will help me because I have people come and watch my tanks when I go on vacation. When you fill it up, as you fill it up, and you can't see, let's say you're not looking, you're just filling up the tank in the tank. When it moves up, it stops. Now you know you have filled your sump to the right level. And the message then will stop to your phone and it goes again. So it's a very simple device. Now these devices here, the float switches have been around a long time. As I said before in my other videos, they're very reliable. Okay, they're used in very expensive machinery and stuff, but basically, and when it goes down, a little red light turns on, letting you know water level's too low, goes up, shuts the whole thing off. There's no reason that you can't use technology. To me, there's just no reason you can't use it. And especially today when we're becoming more advanced, where we're getting these all-in-one aquariums where we don't any longer have to buy external pumps or external filters or canister filters anymore, because everything is being contained in the back of the aquarium. This is a lifesaver. So until next time, this is Dr. Novak. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. And like I said, all the information in case you want to order this, the YoLink, and you want to order the hang on the aquarium. I don't think this is wide enough. If you have an aquarium that has a plastic surround it, you know, like your aquas, your where they put the plastic around them, like the 40-gallon breeder, this is not going to be wide enough to fit on a 40-gallon breeder because of the lip of the plastic that's around it. But any of your all glass aquariums, This is going to be more like the SCA aquarium is 10 millimeters. So it will go even thicker than 10 millimeters. So I think it's a good device. If you don't have one, I would highly suggest you get one, and it will let you know when it's time to add water to your aquarium manually, or if your auto top off is malfunctioning. So thank you for watching, and happy fish keeping.